Hello student, today we will continue our relational algebra. In previous lecture we have seen about the selection operator. Now we have a projection operator. So projection operator is generally used to get or filter the number of the column that we get into the result. The symbol of the projection operator is pi. Okay, for the selection operator we have a sigma. The notation or the syntax of the projection operator is pi attribute set. Here attribute set is nothing but the name of field or a column of our relation. Okay, suppose we have a student table, so first column is enrollment number, second one is the student name, third one is the semester. Okay, so out of these three attributes, which attribute we will want in our result? Suppose I want to get only enrollment number and the student name. Okay, so here I have to mention the list of attributes that we want to get into the result. Here the relation, that is nothing but a name of the table on which we are going to apply this projection operator. The operation is what? It select the specified attribute, okay, of the relation. The specified attribute list is we have to mention over here, this attribute set. It removes the duplicate tuples or a record from the result. Okay, it removes the duplicate tuples or a record from the result. If we have any duplicate record in the given relation, so this projection operator will automatically remove this duplicate tuples. Okay, now we will see the example of the projection operator. Okay, so here we have projection operator example. This notation is given over here, pi, the list of attributes that we want to get into the result, and the relation on which we are going to apply the projection operation. So here what query we have? Display roll number, name and branch of all the student. Okay, from the student table what we need a roll number of the student, name and branch of that particular student. So we have a already student table given where we have a roll number, name, branch and SPI. Okay, so what we need a roll number, name and branch. Okay, so in result we must have a roll number, name and branch, but we don't need SPI of the student into the result of the projection operator. Okay, so as per the syntax, first we have to apply the pi operation. The projection is pi because here we have to filter the number of column, not a record. Okay, so for this we have a pi indicate the projection operator. Which attributes we need into the result? Roll number, name and branch. So mention the list of attribute. First one is roll number, name and branch. From which table? So the table name is student. Okay, so when we execute this relational operation, we will get the result. Okay, so result is what? Roll number, name and branch. Okay, how many records are there already into the student table? So there are 4 records. Okay, now check out here in the result we have a 4 record. Okay, so projection operator is give a subset of the attribute or columns. Okay, while selection operator gives a subset of the record tuples or a particular rows. Now in the next slide we have some exercise. Write down the relational algebra for the following table. So student table is given. Okay, first query is display the roll number, name and SPI. Second, display the name and SPI. Third one, display the name of the student and display the name of all the branches. Okay, remember this thing, you have to apply this relational algebra operation, projection operation by yourself. Okay, so we have to move on to the next slide. Okay, so Now in this slide we are combining a projection and selection operation. We have already seen about the selection and projection operation. Now we are making a combination of selection with the projection. So selection is always give a subset of the rows or a record or a tuples, and projection always give a subset of the columns attribute. Okay, so here we have a example table. Student is already there. So what we need, display the roll number, name and branch of ME branch student. Okay, so here what we need roll number, name and branch, okay, of which student which are studying into the master ME, that means mechanical engineering. Okay, so to filter this branch we need a selection operation, and to get the attribute roll number, name and branch we have to apply projection operation. So here we have to apply the combination of selection as well as projection. Okay, so first of all we will start with the selection operation. Okay, so in selection what we need to apply, we need to apply for the branch. Okay, and branch should be equal to ME. So sigma branch is equal to ME, and from which relation, student. Okay, so when we apply the selection operation over the student table, we will get the result of all the student who is studying into the ME. Okay, now in the actual table we have a 3 records. Okay, but out of 3 we have only one record which has a branch is equal to ME and roll number is equal to 102. Okay, but still we don't have an exact result what we need. Okay, here in result we have a roll number, name, branch and SPI. Okay, so out of these 4 attribute that is in our available in our result, we have to remove this SPI. Okay, so because here we need a roll number, name and branch, we do not require a SPI. Okay, so for that we have to provide a projection operation. Okay, so we have already selection operation, so we will make a selection operation as a nested operation. Okay, and whatever the result of this selection operation, we are applying projection on the result that we will get into the selection operation. Okay, so which attribute we need? We need a roll number, name and branch, on which result, the result that we will get by selection operation. So when we apply this projection operation, okay, with this selection operation we will get our final result, output 2, that is roll number, name and branch. Okay, and branch is equal to ME. Okay, remember always one thing, when you have to combine the projection with the selection, always first apply the selection operation and then apply for a projection operation, because sometimes there may be a situation, suppose you want to first apply the projection operation. Okay, and in result particular result doesn't require this branch. Okay, so in that case the projection operation doesn't have a this branch. Okay, so how we can apply selection operation if we don't have a branch column? Okay, so remember always one thing, when we have to apply projection with the selection, so first you have to go for a selection operation, and whatever the result that comes from the selection operation, okay, then apply for the projection operation. Here we have again the combination of selection and projection. Okay, display the name, branch and SPI of student whose SPI is more than 8. Okay, so as already I told you, First we will apply the selection operation. So selection operation we have to apply for the filtering of the data. Which kind of filter data we need? The SPI more than 8. Okay, SPI should be more than 8. So for that we have a selection operation. So as per the syntax or a notation of the selection operation, sigma, the condition, that is SPI greater than 8, from which table? So here student table. Okay, so what result we will get? We will get a 2 result. Okay, that is more greater than SPI 8. So it is 102 and 104. Okay, now we have to apply for the projection operation. So which field we need? Name, branch and SPI. So we have a name, branch and SPI. Okay, so this is our final result. Here we are combining the selection with the projection. Okay, again we have a third example of a projection with the selection. What we need? Display the name, branch and SPI of student who belongs to CE branch and SPI is more than 8. So here we have to provide a selection operation with 2 conditions. Branch should be CE and SPI should be more than 8. So here we have to make a AND operation with the selection case. Okay, so for that we have a sigma selection operation. Branch is equal to CE and SPI greater than 8, of which relation? Student. Okay, remember one thing here, in the for the projection operation we don't need a name over here, because the result of the selection operation, it is already nothing but a student table. Okay, so itself it is a student table. So here whatever the result that is comes from the selection operation, that result is nothing but a student table itself. So here this parenthesis, the result is student table. Okay, so here branch should be C and SPI should be greater than 8 of table student. Okay, so C branch is here and here. Now AND case with the SPI greater than 8. So here it is equivalent to 8, so it will be not included in our result. So only the one result that included into the selection operation, that is 104. Okay, and name, branch and SPI. So for projection, name, branch and SPI. So this is our final output, name, branch and SPI, all the student of CE branch who have SPI greater than 9. Here another example of combination of projection and selection. Okay, check closely by yourself. Okay, and you have to do some exercise by combining a projection and selection operation. Okay, that is available into the next slide. Okay, note down this exercise. Write down the relational algebra for the following table. Okay, so here the same student table is available. You have to find out the relational algebra for this number of queries. Here you have another exercise. Okay, write down the relational algebra for the following table. Table is now faculty, and here faculty ID, name, branch and salary is there, and you have to do yourself this 4 number of queries. Remember one thing, this is your assignment queries. Okay, so wherever you find any exercise, okay, you have to write down into your full scope for as a assignment. Now we have a Cartesian products or a cross products. Okay, the symbol of the Cartesian product is cross. It is like a multiplication, and the functionality of a cross product is equivalent or something like a of multiplication. Now the notation of the Cartesian product is relation 1, that is we consider as R1, multiply or a Cartesian cross product with the relation R2. Okay, operation. So what result we expect when we apply the Cartesian product? So it will multiply each tuple of relation 1 to the each tuple of the relation 2. The attribute of the resultant relation. Okay, suppose we have a relation R1 which have a 2 attribute, and suppose we have a relation R2 which contains the 3 attribute. Okay, so in the result table how many attributes should be there? Okay, so here attribute of R1 plus attribute of R2. Okay, so the attribute का क्या होगा, यहाँ पे एडिशन होगा. ओके, so suppose in relation R1 we have a 2 attribute, and in relation R2 we have a 3 attribute, so 2 plus 3. Okay, so in the result table of the cross product we will get a 5 attribute. Okay, and what's about the tuple? So in the resultant tuple of R1 multiply tuple of R2. Okay, so in R1 table suppose we have 5 tuples or a record, and in relation R2 we have 3 tuples. Okay, so 5 tuples of R1 and 3 tuples of R2, so 5 multiply 3. Okay, so it is equivalent to 15. Okay, so in finally we will get the 5 attribute. Okay, and the number of tuples result we will get equivalent to 15. If we have a R1 has a 2 attribute and 5 tuples, and R2 has a 3 attribute and 3 tuples. Now we have an example of the Cartesian product. We have a student table and result table. In student table we have a 3 attribute: roll number, name and branch. In result table we have a roll number and SPI. Okay, so as per the theoretic we have studied in the previous slide, attributes should be plus. Okay, so एडिशन होगा एट्रीब्यूट्स का. सो यहाँ पे कितने एट्रीब्यूट्स है? 3 एट्रीब्यूट्स आर देयर. यहाँ पे हमारे पास 2 एट्रीब्यूट्स है, तो टोटल रिजल्ट टेबल में कितने एट्रीब्यूट होगी? 3 + 2 इक्विवेलेंट टू 5. बट रिमेंबर वन थिंग, वी हैव अ रोल नंबर ओवर हियर एंड सेम रोल नंबर ओवर हियर. ओके, सो which roll number is from which table? So for that Cartesian product will add the name of table as a prefix in resultant table, so we can easily identify that particular attribute is from student table or a result table. Okay, so here student dot roll number, so we can identify that this roll number attribute is belongs to the student table. Here name is not available in both the table, it is only available into student table, so we don't need to recognize it. Okay, so we don't need a table name as a prefix. So name, branch. Okay, now again roll number, so roll number is available into both the table, so we have a prefix of the table name. Okay, so result dot roll number, SPI is available into a result table only, so SPI. Okay, if both the relation have some attribute with the same name, it can be distinguished by combining a relational name dot attribute name that we have already discussed as a prefix of that particular table name. Now we have a natural join. It is also known as a inner join. The symbol of the natural join is something like this. Notation क्या है? तो relation 1 natural join relation R2 or a relation 2. Operation क्या होगा? So natural join will retrieve consistent data from the multiple relation. Remember this thing. Natural join will retrieve only consistent data from the multiple relation. It combines the record from the different relations that satisfy a given condition. Okay, so how natural join internally works? Okay, how natural join internally works. So first step of working of natural join or inner join, it perform a Cartesian product. Okay, Cartesian product we have already seen in the previous slide. Okay, so in Cartesian product what we have a sum of attributes, okay, and multiplication of tuples. Okay, second step is what? Then it delete inconsistent tuples. सेकंड स्टेप में क्या होगा, जितने भी इनकंसिस्टेंट टपल है उसको रिमूव करेगा. कहाँ से रिमूव करेगा? फ्रॉम अवर रिजल्टेंट टेबल. रिजल्ट क्या है हमारा? सो नेचुरल जॉइन और इनर जॉइन ऑन द टू रिलेशन. थर्ड स्टेप क्या है? देन इट रिमूव एन एट्रीब्यूट फ्रॉम द डुप्लीकेट एट्रीब्यूट्स. थर्ड क्या करेगा? इट रिमूव एन एट्रीब्यूट फ्रॉम द डुप्लीकेट एट्रीब्यूट. ओके, तो कार्टेशियन प्रोडक्ट में हमने ऑलरेडी देखा था कि क्या हो रहा था कि दोनों टेबल में सेम नेम की एट्रीब्यूट है, सो इट विल बी अवेलेबल इनटू द रिजल्टेंट टेबल विद द प्रेफिक्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टेबल नेम. ओके, बट इन द केस ऑफ नेचुरल जॉइन इट automatically remove such kind of a duplicate attribute that if it's available into the join. Now we have an example of the natural join. Okay, here we have a table student and result. Student table have a 3 attribute while result table has a 2 attribute. Student table has a 2 record and result table also have a 2 record. Okay, so here we have apply the natural join. Okay, so as per the theory of the natural join, the first thing is what? First thing we have to perform a Cartesian product on the two table. Okay, so what is the Cartesian product? The addition or a sum of two attribute. Okay, from table student and result. Okay, so student dot roll number, yes, name, branch, roll number of from the result table and SPI. Okay, and what's about the tuples? The tuples का क्या होगा? Multiplication. So here 1 and 2, 1 and 2, so 2 multiply 2, so is equivalent to 4. Okay, so 101 Raj and C. So 101 Raj and C will multiply with this first record. So 101 and 8. Again this record is multiplied with the 103. So 101 Raj C, and it will multiply with the 103 and 9. The same thing for the second record. 102 will first multiply with 101, 102, then multiply with the 103. So 101 multiply with 101, 102 is multiply with the 101, and 102 roll number multiply with the 103. Okay, so this is not a natural join result, it is the result of the first step. Here we have applied a Cartesian product. Okay, now remove inconsistent tuples from the result. Okay, now from which result? The result that we derive into the step 1. So in step 1 we have a Cartesian product. Okay, now how one can identify that particular record is consistence or inconsistence? Okay, so to find out the inconsistence record, okay, you have to check the attribute that is available into the both table, and that is common. So here we have a roll number and here we have a roll number. Okay, so one attribute that is common for a student attribute as student table and result table, that is roll number. Okay, now start to identify inconsistence table. Okay, so हम यहाँ से कैसे रिकॉर्ड रिमूव करेंगे कि जिसके रोल नंबर सेम नहीं है. ओके, जिसके रोल नंबर सेम है, दिस इज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ रिकॉर्ड इज नॉन एज ए कंसिस्टेंस टपल्स. ओके, सो यहाँ पे हमारे पास रोल नंबर क्या है? 101 है, और यहाँ पे भी क्या है? 101. ओके, सो व्हेन दिस बोथ एट्रीब्यूट मैच, ओके, this kind of tuples is known as a consistence tuple, and we have to put this consistent table into the result. Okay, so check out the natural join result. 101 Raj C 101. Okay, here we have a 101, again here we have a 101. That means this record is consistence. Okay, now look for the second record, 101 103. Okay, here record is not match. Okay, so this tuple is inconsistent, so we don't have to put this inconsistent record into the result. Okay, so we don't need this record. 102 101, again this record not match, so again it is inconsistence 102 and 103. Okay, so out of 4 record we have 3 inconsistent tuples and 1 consistent tuple is available. So in result we have to put only consistence record, that is student 101. Okay, and third one is what, remove an attribute. Okay, और क्या करना है थर्ड स्टेप में, remove an attribute, but which attribute, that is common for both the table. And what is the common attribute, that is roll number. Okay, now see, here we don't require a roll number twice because we have already find out the consistence tuple, and we know in the consistent tuple both attribute have a same record 101 and 101. Okay, so we can easily identify that particular student. Okay, so we have to remove a attribute that is twice into the Cartesian product. Okay, so that is roll number, name, branch and SPI. So step 3 is our final result of the natural join. Okay, so I think you have now enough knowledge about the natural join. Okay, so first step is what, about the natural join, perform Cartesian product on the given relations. Then second one, we have to find out whether the tuples is consistence or inconsistence. If we found any tuple consistence, we have to put that tuples into a result, and if we found inconsistent tuple, we will remove that particular tuples from our result. Okay, and the third step, after getting a consistence record, remove an attribute, because we have a twice attribute with the same name twice into the tab result. Okay, so we will remove that particular one attribute. Okay, and keep only one. Here we have a natural join example. Okay, closely study this example that we have already studied in the previous slide about the student and result. Here we have a branch and faculty. Okay, so here we have a branch and faculty. First we have performed multi Cartesian product. Okay, so in Cartesian product what we get, addition of the attribute and multiplication of the tuples. So here we have a 2 tuples and here we have a 2 tuples, so in result we should have a 4 tuples, and attribute is bid, bname, head. So bid of branch table, bname or a branch name, head. Okay, fid, fname, and bid, fid, faculty name, and faculty dot bid. Okay, so here this is a Cartesian product. In second step we have to find out the consistence record. For consistence record you have to check the common attribute, same. Okay, 1 1. Okay, so this is the consistence record. Okay, so here 1 and 1, so it's consistence record. Here we have a 1 and 2 inconsistence, so we will not put this record into the result. 2 and 1 inconsistence, 2 and 2 consistence. Okay, so here first and last record is consistence, so we will keep into our result. Okay, so keep this consistence record into the result. Now we have a consistence record. Okay, which column is common? So branch dot bid and faculty dot bid. So we should in result only one bid. So in result we have a bid, branch name, head, fid and f name or a faculty name. Okay, so this is our final result. Okay, so we are completing today's lecture with the natural joins. Okay, we will continue the next thing into the next lecture.